Okay, somebody is about to surprise you. This person, their success could be extremely unexpected. This could be somebody that you've known in the past, whether this is just a friend, somebody that you know of, or somebody that you've been with before, but they have leveled up. This could be like a family friend as well, like somebody that you grew up with, and they're doing really well. And it's surprising. There's something very surprising about their success. Like it could have been very unexpected. You're just kind of looking back or looking at them and you're like, huh, that's kind of crazy. That's kind of wild. I had no idea you had that in you. It's that kind of an energy where it's just, they were not the person you expected to be this successful. But now that they are this successful, you're very intrigued. You're very intrigued. And we have celebrity status popping up. But it's like, they're extremely successful. They could actually be a celebrity, something like that. They could be internet famous or something like that. Just people know of them, whether that's on a large scale or a smaller scale. But just you're seeing a different side of them. They could have like popped up on your YouTube feed or like on your Instagram, TikTok feed, and you're like, I had no idea. I had no idea they could do that. That would happen for them. It's just, it's all, it's very unexpected. And this could be like their work or what they do could be something like humanitarian. Or just something where they're bettering the world. And you could have known this person as, you could have known them when they were just growing up or like a past version of themselves that maybe was more immature and lighthearted and stuff like that. And so now if you're seeing them like taking action to actually make the world a more positive place, that could be very surprising because you're like, I had no idea that they cared about animals. I had no idea they clicked that. I had no idea they cared about climate change. I had no idea that they cared about making the world a better place. That's just what it is. It's like this person's success is just very surprising. And I'm feeling like it's you looking at them. I'm not saying this as being you. Like, this is how you are viewing this person. That you have just, like, been reintroduced to or just, like, kind of stumbled upon. You are just very surprised. You're like, you could have been, like, randomly stalking them on Facebook or something, and then you kind of see, like, where they work and, like, what they do, where they get to travel, like, the projects that they're working on, and you're just like, wow, I had no idea Dan cared about the ocean, cleaning the oceans, I had no idea Carl cares about, leaving a better carbon footprint or whatever. Like, it's almost like kind of blowing your mind. You're just like, here, you have your phone and you're like, oh my God. Like, it's just kind of blowing your mind right now. And it feels like this person has a lot of self-respect, which is beautiful, but it seems like this career path that they have taken is very unconventional. They could have walked away from like a, or maybe you viewed them as being very like traditional. They could have been working like a 9 to 5 job, and that's just kind of how you were used to viewing them. You know, you're like, oh, Carl's an accountant, and that's just what he does. And now you see that like he left his job, and now he's traveling the world, um, building houses for people in need. And you're just like, what? You're like, what? But what is cool about this is that you are viewing them as you're seeing a completely different side to them, which is extremely attractive, right? Whether you have spent a lot of time with this person or you don't know much about them, you've just kind of, know of them through like family members or family friends and stuff like that. But you're seeing them in a new light. It's like you're finally seeing their passionate side, the side of them that's very driven. You could have only known like, Carl who liked to play video games all day, and now you're seeing Carl changing the world, It's that's just the energy that was coming up. But it's just very surprising. And this person is like fully in control. Like they're very driven. They're very driven. They're very ambitious. That could be surprising as well. Yeah, you could have viewed this person as being like kind of lazy. They could have just been like a lazy teenager, maybe when you knew them, or you just only have memories of this person not really doing much, Maybe just kind of laying around all day. Like but that's how you were viewing them. That doesn't mean that it's true. That's just, the idea that you have in your head of this person. But that is long gone. That person has completely like reinvented themselves, made a whole new life for themselves, and they could have kind of done this like not in secret, but they could have kept this kind of under the rug until it gained momentum, until it started becoming successful is maybe when they started sharing it with the people in their lives. But it feels like this could have been something they had been working on for a really long time, and you just weren't aware of it. You're like, you've been doing this for 10 years? And they're like, yeah, and you're like, why didn't you tell anybody? And they're just like, oh, it was just like a hobby, and then it blew up. It's that kind of an energy where you're like, I had no idea you cared about starting your own animal sanctuary in Hawaii, and now you own land out there, and you're rescuing animals from all over the world. You're just like, what? And so there is a lot of energy of the work that this person is doing is very like giving back. So this isn't just like this career path, this business idea that they have that's become very successful. It's like, it's very charitable. And that could be very surprising, especially if you've never seen somebody's sweet side and you're like, Carl, I had no idea that you cared about anything. Like, I thought you only cared about watching TV, That sounds bad, but that's just how you were viewing this person. You're like, I thought you only cared about watching whoever on YouTube or like scrolling through TikTok, like and all the while this person has always had a very charitable, sweet, kind of soft side. and then they've made this dream of theirs a reality, and you're like what? It's just kind of blowing your mind. You're just like, so let's see what, because there was an energy of you two. Oh, interesting. This could be even more surprising if you are somebody who has been very career focused and driven your entire life. Maybe you got really good grades, got into a really good school, um, you know, at the top of your class type of energy. Just, you think very maybe highly of yourself and the work that you have put into your own success. And it just feels like you are viewing this person as having done something really remarkable. And there was just an energy that popped out of you kind of being a little bit jealous almost, or just envious. Yeah, it just... Ooh, it's a lot like the Skater Boy song by Avril Lavigne, where, the girl kind of looks back and she's like, she's watching this rock star on TV and she's like, oh God, like, I can't believe I turned him down. She's like, I can't believe I never gave him a chance. Now he's famous and rich and I'm here doing this, and I can't believe I ever thought that he wasn't good enough, or I can't believe that I didn't get to know him more, like, you're like, maybe if I had asked him more questions, he might have opened up about this thing that he wanted to create. Stuff like that. You're just kind of going over it in your head and you're like, crap, like, I had no idea. If I had known that he was doing all of this in secret, that would have been really intriguing and a reason for me to want to get to know him better, or maybe even like get to work with him, travel with him, get to pick his brain, maybe actually help him build this business. So there's just an energy of you just kind of being a little butthurt. Oh my gosh, there's just an energy of you being a little butthurt that that you had no idea how much work he was actually putting into his future. Dang, and this business that this charitable thing that he is doing, that he has created, it didn't come out of nowhere. It's like, especially if this person is like talking about what inspired them to make this business, this nonprofit, whatever this is. It seems like this person might have opened up maybe in like an interview or a blog post, or if you did run into this person and you're just like, oh, hey, I had no idea that you were even interested in that. They could have opened up and been like, oh, well, yeah, I got the idea after this happened to me. Or it just feels like their purpose for wanting to start this business, go down this path, is because it means a lot to them due to something that happened in their own personal life that was really difficult for them to overcome. that is the main purpose of them doing all of this. And that's another element too. You're just like, oh, I had no idea you were going through that. You're like, I had no idea that happened to you. I'm so sorry. You're just seeing so many different sides to them, and you're realizing that maybe this laziness that you are remembering of them was not actually laziness. Maybe it was more of like a depression, or like extreme anxiety due to, like mental health struggles, stuff like that. You're just kind of looking back and you're like, I should have paid more attention. Right as I said that, it's like, I should have paid more attention. I shouldn't have ignored you. It's almost like you kind of stuck your nose up to this person a little bit just because you were viewing them as being lazy, And you just seemed kind of a little, put off on them, just, or they were putting you off just because of the way that you were viewing them. And yeah, you're looking back and you're like, God. You're like, I should have gotten to know him better. I should have asked how he was doing, Okay. But the cards haven't come back out, the love cards. But yeah, okay. So this energy is just kind of throwing you through a loop because you're like, that sucks. You're like, I should have given him a chance, because that would have been really cool, because now you're starting to really like this person. Now that you're actually meeting the real them in their full power, it's very attractive, and you want to be a part of it. You want to pick your brain and get to know them better. And maybe you're thinking it's more of like a missed opportunity now, and so you are just kind of like, yeah. You're kind of like banging your head against the wall. You're like, why didn't I give them a chance when I could have, But I don't know. I'm going to end the reading here, but there was an energy coming out earlier of the two of you coming back together. So, we'll see how the energy progresses throughout the week. But yeah, I'm going to leave it there. Okay. Love you guys. Bye.